everyone, this is Lori from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and I think you're really going to love this project today. It's so simple and it's easy to put together, and I'm going to show you how to make a cute little treat gift out of this towards the end of the video. And I also tested this out in a Christmas card, so the ornament does fit very nicely in a Christmas card, and I'll show you that as well. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is this Santa fabric from Hobby Lobby. They have it right now, and if your store runs out, don't worry, because they will bring it in more fabric in again before Christmas. They do this every year. But it has vintage Santa heads on it, and when I first saw it I thought this would be so cute to turn into an ornament. Now what I did was I took some of this stiff white felt that I purchased from Hobby Lobby, okay, and let me show you an example. All I did was I cut around the image that I wanted, and I left a little bit of red around that image because we're going to be fussy cutting this. And then of course on the back of the fabric I used Fabri-Tac. I just made thin lines, you know, like this all over, being careful to get around the edges too. And then I just allowed this to dry overnight. You don't have to let it dry overnight, but I did because I wanted it nice and dried, so when I fussy cut around the image, then you know, I won't have to worry about my scissors gumming up. Okay, so oh, and these scissors, I bought these quite a while back from Temu. These have been the best fussy cutting scissors, and I think I paid like $1 something for it. Okay. So with that said, let's put this up. Oh, and I did purchase 1/4 of a yard, and with the Christmas fabric being half off, I paid under $2 for 1/4 yard, and it gave me a lot of images. Alright, so I won't make you watch while I finish all of this, but I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing. I'm just cutting around this, and I'm moving the image, not the scissors. I'm moving the image. See how I'm turning the image? You want to get all that red off. And I do love how easy you can cut these. And I'm just going to go all the way around like this, cutting off the dark red around the edges. And I'm not too worried about the green holly berries, or not the green holly berries, but you know what I mean. Because we're going to be doing something there, so I'm not too concerned about it. But definitely the rest. You want to get all that dark red off. So, and see if you see any little hints of that dark red, just go back in, you know, get it all off. So off camera I'm going to make sure I have all that dark red off, okay, and then we'll be back and I'll show you what else we'll do. Okay, so I finished cutting Santa out, and so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a soft brush. I love using the eyeshadow brushes, the cheap ones from the Dollar Tree. I bought this years ago, and because the bristles are so fine So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to be putting the diamond color Ranger stickles on the beard area and up here in the hat. I'm not going to do the little pom-pom at the end because we're going to cover that, and I'll show you in a while. So this is what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to do this, work with that first. And if I need a little more, then I'll put a little more. But then I'm going to take this fine brush to kind of spread it like this. Oh, and my goodness, this makes such a sparkle. Get the very edges, don't forget those. And then, of course, the mustache. And I might put on a little bit more up here. To do this. Hold on for a second. I think that might be a little plugged. Not sure. Hold on. Yeah, it's a little plugged. I'm going to have to stick a pen in it. There we go. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so now I'm just going to move it around. And right here on the sides. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And once it dries, like I said, it's going to be very sparkly. Okay, and I'm going to wipe my brush off. Now I always do the white first and then I do the red. So I can use the brush, because it won't matter if there's a little bit of iridescent in the red, but it would matter a lot if there was red iridescent in the beard, if that makes sense. Okay. And I'm going to do this. Spread it out. All that red that we can. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So this will take a little while to dry. So I'm going to help speed it along by putting it in front of my fan, my little desktop fan, on low. Okay, and when that's completely dried, 100%, we'll be back, and then I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need either a die cutting machine or a 3-inch scalloped punch. And I purchased this when it was on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I think it was last year after Christmas, but I do know that I've seen them on Amazon as well. Now, if you don't have a 3-inch scalloped edge punch, You can also use the 3-inch circle punch. That would work fine too, but I just had an easier time using the scalloped edge punch because the scallops kind of gave me a guide as to where to place our border, and I think that'll surprise you too, what I use for the border. I think it turned out really cute. Okay, so all you need to do is take some Fabri-Tac and glue these pieces together. This is cardstock, 80-pound white cardstock, okay? And I got the 80-pound white cardstock in a package from Hobby Lobby. Then this is the Silly Winks, so you're going to cut out one of the Silly Winks, and you're going to place them all together, making sure that they're nice and even, and just, glue them together with the Fabri-Tac and allow everything to dry thoroughly, okay? So go ahead and prepare your base that way, and we'll be back. Okay, so now this is completely dried, and as it hardens, or as it dries, it will harden. So, there we go. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bag of Silly Wink scraps. I always save my Silly Wink scraps, and if you purchase Silly Winks, don't throw away your scraps, because I'm telling you, there's so much you can do with them. So I'm taking a red scrap and one of my green scraps, and I'm just going to take an old school hole punch, and I'm going to punch out, well, for this particular one, 12 little circles. Okay. There we go. I'm going to flip them up on the sparkly side. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to punch out 12 red circles. Make sure they're all out. And then just flip them up on the glittery side. Okay. Alright. Now you can use Fabri-Tac. I'm using the Turbo Tacky Glue, and there's no special reason as to why. I just switch it up every now and then. And if you have one of these tools, then this would really help you a lot. This has the wax tip. Some of them have a silicone type tip, and they're for nails, but yeah, this is real handy. So all I'm going to do is turn this over, and on each little scallop I'm going to put a little dot like this. Okay. And whoop, I accidentally got two of them. Okay. And then you're just gonna do this. Just alternate colors. And just make sure that they're right up there in the scalloped edge. Okay. And then you just, go all the way around. Okay. Take green, red, green and red. There you go. You can use 3 colors if you want. You could use red, green, and gold, you know. But I'm just alternating between the 2 colors. And I'm just going to go all the way around, and I'll go ahead and finish this off camera so I don't bore you to death. And then I'll be back. Okay, so you can see how beautiful this turned out. And it's really sparkly. And it's nice and stiff. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of these little hollyberry leaves, and you can buy these at the Dollar Tree, oh my goodness, you can buy these at Hobby Lobby, and I never pay full price. I always wait until these are on sale. And we're going to put one right here, but in order to do that, I'm going to have to cut off the little pine branch there. So I'm going to take my scissors, and all I'm going to do is just kind of round it off like that. And then I think that will work. Maybe a little more. Yeah, I think that's about where we want it. Okay. So even though this is very sticky on the back of this sticker, I'm still going to put just the tiniest amount of Fabri-Tac on here, just to make sure it holds. Like that. Okay. There we go. Then on this side, right here, we're going to add a little pom-pom. And I purchased these pom-poms from Hobby Lobby. And that's the size right there. Okay. So I'm going to take one of these. I'm just going to kind of squeeze it flat a little bit with my finger. And I'm going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac here. And then press it down. Like so. Okay? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that frame that we made with those little hole punch circles, because it's dried. And it's right here, I believe. Yeah. That's how that turned out. So we're also going to need some foam mounts. And you can buy these at the Dollar Tree if you'd like. They've got these super glue mounts in the hardware section. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of these. And they are extremely sticky. And I'm going to place one right about here, and then another one right about here. I'll peel this off. See, I pulled that off. I didn't allow that to dry. Okay, so now it's very, very sticky. So we're just going to place this Santa right in the center, like this. I think that looks pretty pretty good. Like that. Oh, maybe tip it a little bit. Don't press it down until you're sure it's exactly where you want it. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to press this down. Alright, so now we're going to put the little string on this, the baker's twine. And I want to show you something before I leave too, and it has to do with one of the Santa images where his hat is sticking out, but I'll show you how this will work just as well, okay? But let's put on the baker's twine. So I just cut a little piece off, maybe even it up a little bit. Okay. And I have a little star punch right here. Actually, it's a trio. I have a large one, this is the medium one, and then a small one. And so I just punched this out of the craft foam, okay? And then what you can do is just put some Fabri-Tac on there, the back, and then just glue it on, okay? So I'm going to do this off camera so I won't be too long, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I was talking about with the other Santa, okay? Okay, so this is how our beautiful little Santa turned out, and it's extremely lightweight, and I just glued it on with Fabri-Tac with a little craft foam star that I punched out, like that. So I'm going to set this aside. I'll show you what we can do with that in a moment, but I did want to share with you this one image that was on the fabric, and the hat is kind of sticks out there. Don't worry about it because it's on foam mount, so it's a 3D effect, so even if it covers a little bit of this, it's not going to hurt it. So that's why you always do your frame first and then glue your Santa on. Never glue your Santa on and then do your frame, okay? So that's just a little tip. And of course I've got to put a little hanger on that as well. Okay, so with that said, what you can do with these is you can pick up the white party sacks. These are the mini sacks. You get them for $1.99 in the party section at Hobby Lobby. There's 16 of them. And right here it gives you the measurements. I'll put that up close. Okay. Okay. Now you can fill this with some white paper shreds and some candy. Let me move up a little bit. And some candy for Christmas, and then just fold over the top like that. Okay. Then you can take your little Santa ornament and place that right at the top. Okay. Now you could do this part right here or not. You can just leave it off, or you can fold a little doily in half like that, and you can take these little mini clips here, and you can find these in the package at Walmart in the stationery section. They're really tiny, and if you can't do that, you can always use a real tiny little paper clip, a gold paper clip or something like that, or a red one. So I'm going to put this on the top and then just flip this down, and then that makes a cute little treat sack for somebody. And then with a card, I'm going to show you with a different one that I made here. show you how you can slip this into a card very easily. And then, see? Very nicely. And it's super lightweight too. So you can, that's just a couple of ideas anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.